Death of a Princess by Fluttershy is Best Pony. Read by Deathlight. Chapter 2 Letter. Twilight Sparkle sat sadly in Celestia's bedroom, sighing and thinking about what happened. Why would Rarity do something like that? What motivated her? She looked around. It was too quiet. The castle workers were taking the day off to mourn, and Luna went to visit her sister's coffin. Rarity was still at large, as Cadance took over Celestia's seat in Equestria, and worked to bring the kingdom to ease. Twilight searched through the room, looking through old photo albums of Celestia, which made her sigh sadly. Her mentor was dead, and there was nothing to do about it. She closed the bedroom door to lock it, and then continued through Celestia's room. As ponies downstairs started to move Celestia's belongings out of her home, with the permission of Luna, as dictated by the inheritance letter written by Celestia if she ever died. Twilight kept looking through the letters and documents she stumbled upon. Then she stumbled upon the letters she had written to the princess. She threw a lot out, as not wanting to fill her whole house with them. She moped about a while, being angry at Rarity as she came upon the rolled-up letter tied up under Celestia's bed. It was a particular place to hide letters. She took it out and looked at it curiously. It looked like it was recent parchment, as well as the writing. She shrugged and had it delivered to her house so she could read it later. She wanted to keep reading the old ones and reminisce. She also threw away a lot of old outfits and kept others that fit her. Soon, she couldn't stay there any longer and went home with some clothing she took. She got inside and put away the outfits and sat down with a piece of parchment. She undid the scroll and saw that Celestia did write the letter recently. She started reading it with questions rushing through her head. Dear Twilight, if you're reading this, then that means I'm dead. It means that Rarity has done what I asked her to. And it means that somebody else has taken over as co-ruler of Equestria with Luna. And I'm gonna explain it now, so when you read this letter, then maybe you, and the citizens, and future generations will understand. As if I would have mentioned this to you before, you would have objected. I'm going to cut to the chase, Twilight, and say it point blank. I asked Rarity to kill me. But don't blame her. Let her be free. Blame me instead. The reasons this happened was I didn't want to rule for the rest of my mortality. Now you must be asking yourself, how could I die if I was immortal? Well, first off, I can die. I can get hurt. I just can't die of old age. The other reason was something to do with you, Twilight. You wouldn't be able to reach your full potential if I was still breathing. Because you're emotionally attached to me, as I am to you. You need to live your life without worrying about me. Get married, have kids. You're old enough now. I asked her to kill me because no pony else would. Only a small amount of ponies knew what was going to happen, but didn't tell you. I, Rarity, and a few advisors knew. I love you so much. Please don't blame Rarity. I'm the culprit. I asked her to do this. Don't be suspicious of her. She's been through so much. Then I explained what I wanted to do. She bawled and soaked my coat with her tears. She almost backed out. I even begged her to kill me. She agreed, and the night before she carried it out, I wanted to fly with you one last time. That's why we went on that flight, and Rarity knew about it. That moment before she killed me, she hesitated so much, and I begged her to finish the job. And she and I agreed earlier that we could not back out. This is as much as I can explain, Twilight. Please understand. I love you so much, Twilight. Do not wail for me. Forgive Rarity and let her come back to your group. I care for you, Twilight Sparkle. I'll be looking out for you. Please move on and remember me. Love, Celestia. Twilight set the letter down, sobbing. She never knew, except for Celestia, Rarity, and a handful of advisors. She continued to cry as she rushed to Cadance to show her the letter. Cadance gasped as she read it. She quickly called a meeting, summoning Shining Armor and the rest of the royal army. She showed them the letter, which was found in Celestia's room. They cast a spell on it, determining that it was indeed Celestia's writing. They quickly issued a decree to stop the guards from arresting Rarity, and they dropped all charges that were against her. Cadance and the royal family sent the news throughout Equestria. They showed Luna, which after a few hours of reading it, accepted it. Twilight understood everything now. Though there was still grief in her heart, she didn't hate Rarity. Rainbow was very skeptical of it. It took an hour trying to convince her, though she did finally sigh in acceptance. As Twilight showed Celestia's writing, the 11th time, Applejack raised an eyebrow at all this, but Twilight spoke to her one-on-one, begging her to read the letter. Applejack read the letter while questioning the date it was written, but Twilight explained that Celestia wrote the letter the day before, as she finished planning it with Rarity. Fluttershy was the most difficult, as she stayed in her house, not wanting to deal with it. Twilight knocked for what felt like the 100th time, and then finally slipped the letter underneath the door. Fluttershy read it, tears filling her eyes. She flew out and hugged Twilight. She did Pinkie last, knowing she would be the most difficult. Pinkie opened the door, remained flat, as she was shown the letter. Pinkie read it and talked to Twilight gently about it, but her hair didn't go back to its usual poofy self just yet. Twilight and Pinkie finally both agreed and hugged each other. The letter between them and Rarity, after the letter was spread around, was awkward to say the least. Rarity explained how she cried and hugged Celestia when she was told to kill her. They understood. Rainbow Dash was still a bit skeptical, but gave in. Rarity gained her status as a Main 6 member, and got her element back from Sweetie Belle, and thanked for her service as a temporary member. They continued to search for more friendship problems as the kingdom worked to recover. Even though this happened, they stayed as friends, as Rarity only did what she was told. Equestria will remember Celestia forever. Hello everyone, as I will remind you, I always have a Patreon and one-time donation. Okay, as you all kind of know, I just use this one as a filler, really. I didn't put too much into it, which is bad for me to say, but this is like one of those almost perfect bad examples of being a tragedy story. Because you couldn't get connected with any of the characters at all. Sorry, but it's kind of true. Anyways, let's just get back on to other news. I will not be leaving, end blurbs or whatever you want to call them. Just me talking at the end of these things for the month of October, because it is going to be in the folder with all the other stuff that Scribbler will be having for the month of Melitor or whatever. So yeah, I'm participating in that, and I got 9 stories. So, and they're all really good ones, and I'm just rushing to try to get them all done, actually. So, yeah, just a little heads up there. So if you guys are just wondering where I disappeared off to, why I don't do the end blurbs, that's it. At the end of these things during October, that's why. So, with that, I will leave you. Goodbye.